Howdy do y'all, this is John, and today we are talking about The Killer, a new movie out on Peacock right now by director John Woo. And then The Killer deals with this assassin who gets given this target to kill. However, she ends up realizing that this target deserves a second chance because she didn't really have much of a choice. And so this whole rat race, this whole cat and mouse chase occurs of her trying to save this woman, the singer's life. However, she's also being chased by the police and also her own hitman organization. Okay, so to get things started, first and foremost, I have not seen John Woo's original The Killer. I imagine it's a lot better than this, but I have not seen it. As a matter of fact, I don't have that much experience with John Woo. All I've seen is his Mission Impossible 2 and last year's Silent Night. And while I liked Silent Night last year, this one, not so much. But I'll get to that later. I'm going to start off by talking about what I did like about this film. First of all, I liked the action sequences. John Woo has this unique way of filming action sequences. People have tried to emulate him. However, none of them have done as good of a job as he has. The only thing that has worked out for people is the whole, long take action shots. They've become popularized by John Wick. However, I have learned apparently John Woo started doing that. There you go. And yes, I do genuinely like the action sequences. And as far as the acting goes, the acting is fine. It's serviceable for the most part. Omar Sy, I believe his name is, he was probably the best actor in the entire movie. Natalie Emmanuel, there are things about her performances I liked and things I did not like. But I'll get to those when I talk about her character. Omar Sy, he plays this police officer in Paris, where the whole movie is set, and he is a real cop. He's a real cop. He doesn't screw around. When push comes to shove, he does the right thing. And if they had just simply focused on him, I think this would have been an interesting movie. Because he's in there, he's dealing with high-ups, politicians, raining a nightmare on him for actually doing his job, and you side with him, which is kind of surprising from Hollywood. This cop's actually doing his job, and you're expected to side with him, because you should side with him. There comes a moment where he's forced to shoot somebody, and, high-ups, the politicians, they're sitting there going, "You shouldn't have done that," and he was just like, "The guy was shooting at me. He had his gun to a kid. What was I supposed to do?" Exactly what you actually did. But instead, the movie focuses on Natalie Emmanuel's character, whose name I don't even know. Like Omar's character, I think his name's actually Asai, or something like that. But with Natalie's, I don't remember her character's name, which is unfortunate because she is the main character. And that kind of tells you how impressed I was with her character. Her character's an assassin, and they do something you should never do with an action hero. She's practically invincible. She does everything perfectly and always gets her way. And you're not supposed to do that with an action hero. Not only that, but while Natalie is able to perform well in terms of delivering dialogue, when it comes to the action sequences, she seems kind of slow. She doesn't have the speed on her that someone like Mila Jovovich, Kate Beckinsale, Gal Gadot, Gina Carano has. Her fights come off as slow and kind of clunky, and unfortunately, the actors fighting against her have to slow down as well. They really should have casted someone with a little more speed to them. Also, the narrative, I understand it's a remake, but there's a lot of been there, done that in the narrative of this film. There's a lot of stuff in this film that has been done before, done better, and I'd rather just watch those movies. Now, granted, like I said, I understand this is a remake, and a lot of this stuff, I would not be surprised if the original The Killer, came up with those ideas first. But with this film, at this point, come up with something new. And honestly, the movie's just, the story's just not that interesting. The story's just not very interesting now. The way that they probably approached it with the original movie, again, I would not be surprised if the approach in the original film was interesting. The approach they took with this one just was not invested in much that was going on, probably primarily because they focused on a character that I had no real interest in. As at the end of the day, The Killer, this remake, it's just another remake. It's just another remake that most likely fails to recapture what the original did. Again, I've never seen the original The Killer. Would not be surprised if it's a lot better than this one, though. There's a lot of been there, done that, cliches. The story's not investing. The main character, not interesting. Not only that, but they should have hired an actress who had some speed to her. However, the action sequences, they were nice. The supporting character, played by Omar Sy, why wasn't he the hero? And overall, I'm going to have to give The Killer a 3. Well, that's all the time I have for today. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Please also subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, please remember, the Budetsky will return.